I'm going to give you a little bit of an update since the last time you saw the train room, probably last Wednesday. Now you can see this thing right here. This is brand new. I'm going to show you what I did to get to that point and some other stuff along the way. The last video I did, I showed you how to build a grade crossing from scratch. But I did a little bit more. I filled it in with sculpt and mold, and I'll show you how I did everything here and what I did since then. The sculpt and mold is down for the grade crossings. Cross 4 tracks over here, cross 3 tracks over there. I might go and bring it up to the last track and have that completely covered, but I might do that a different way. But the extra stuff that I put right over here to mound it up a little bit, and then I put a little bit over on the front. But that's it. Just wait for it to dry now. And we'll be able to paint it and put the profile ties in between the rails. I'm going to be doing it manually. I have some manufactured ones. I have a straight one and I have curved ones, but I'm going to do it like the old-fashioned way, piece by piece. On our last Workbench Wednesday, I showed you a little bit about what I did, and I told you what happened to Debbie. Well, the very next day, the same thing happened to her. I had to take her back to the emergency room because when we were in Marathon getting sodas, she blacked out. And I had to catch her and put her down on the floor, took her to the emergency room, and they said that she has to quit taking her blood pressure medicine because her blood pressure was way too low. And here's some photos that I took outside when I went in after I dropped her off, and then after we came back out. The sand cranes were still there with their 2 little babies. Later on that day, I laid down a couple of layers of dirt and then did some ballasting on the main 2 tracks and then on the sidings in the industrial area just to keep the tracks secure until I could do the rest of the scenery in the area. I'm making some bracing for this section right here to go all the way across. I can't put that kind of hanger in there because it gets up close, so the clearance is a little bit short, so I'm doing it this way. This is going to fit over in the plywood, and I got to attach it over there, and you can see where I already have the holes pre-drilled for on the wall. But I made this here. This is going to go on here like this and screw on that. And I got 2 more. And here's the top pieces right here. One going right here, and one's going to go on the end. I have to screw this in first, and then put my 1x3. I might have to double this one up. Because I got to cover that thing right there and bring this all the way out to the end. So it'll be like that. So it'll bring it in just like that. Okay, I might be able to get that in there. Alright, that'll work. But earlier today I was working on over there. I moved the washer and dryer over a little bit. I have to redo this right here because I'm going to change the wall. I have the wall going this way, but with track coming right here, it's hard to get to the electrical panel. So I'm going to make a wall right here. I'm going to make it true and this way, like on a 90 degree. And then that way I'll be able to get to the wall, get to the electrical panel back there from this side right here. I'll have to take all this out of here and redo this. But see, I moved the washer and dryer over some, and I cut the thing off because it was supporting on this right here, that right there. And so that was on the bench, and I don't have this screwed in right here because this is going to be on an angle, so I got the shims right here for it to go up like that. So moving right along, got it up there. I used a well, it's one by a bunch of them, you know, you could buy the boards, and I used this for a desk in my studio before, so, and I got rid of it, so I'm using it right here. It's 24 inches deep, or actually 23.5 inches deep, and a little bit over, I think it's 6 foot long or something like that. So, yeah, probably 6 foot long. I have to shave that corner over there to fit around the hanger, and then I have to redo the center bracket there. It hangs down a little bit too low, so that's why I have the clamp right there. But here it is. Took me a while to do it, but I got it. So I got it 1 5/8 inches over top of that right there, and as I come around, I'm raising everything up. I think it's about maybe 1.5 inches or maybe 2 inches, just under 2 inches a rise over there, and it's all level over here, and then it comes up there, and I'm going to keep it at this height right here, coming all the way across, and we're going to come over and have a trestle come over here and back out around. And then once I get this wall figured out, completed, then I'll continue this over here with a drop down bridge, because I got a drop down bridge right here. This is the one I had in the other one, and I just modified it to fit on here. And I was checking that for clearance. We got plenty of room right there. So, looking good. And I forgot all about this camera that I got here from Choo Choo. Can't remember the name of it. Choo Choo Cam or whatever it is. He gave it to me. I'm going to have to use it once I get this stuff finished over here. So looking pretty good. I had to move the stuff out of the way so I wouldn't damage the buildings. I put Majestic Hardware back up there. Here's Shipyard Brewing. So tomorrow we'll start doing a little bit more scenicking here. I have to pull this back out of here, redo that right there, so this will come up, and then notch out that piece way over there, and then I'll be able to secure it in. Went to Lowe's today and got a little 2-inch roller so I could do underneath in this area right here. And then while I was at it, I just went ahead and used up the rest of what I had in the tray for right there. And back here, all the way back on the first level, I just have to go back here with a paintbrush, and those buildings right there are glued in pretty good, so I'll have to be careful with that. But I'll use a larger roller up here on this wall all the way back, and then finish that wall back there. And I also got some green paint to match the green that I use here, this stuff right here. I finally went through a quart that I bought in 2016, so that'll be able to do the second level up there and finish off doing all that back in there. And then whenever I get some fascia up here, I'll be able to paint the fascia also. So that's what I've been up to. A closer look at what I painted today underneath the second level and the first level on the other side, where I had all my buildings already in place. I'll have to go over it with a brush later on. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I cut another piece of masonite to fit in that last spot right there, and did a little bit more scenicking here just to get the rails in there tight. Now I just have to do the scenery around it, and then I'll be able to paint this green up here and start using it as a shelf. It's like these shelves right here. One of these days I'll be able to work on the second level. Well, the first rise is an inch and a half right there, and let's move over to this side, and I think this one's an inch and 7/16, but right there we go, inch and 7/16. So this over here, I said I was a little bit off, but it's three and a quarter, where that is level right there. Okay, so I got a 3 1/4 inch rise from right here going around to right there. So I'm going to keep it level from here on over to right there, and then I'm going to bring a trestle over top and then come up. I'll bring it up a little bit higher, maybe 4 inches, to come around so I could make a continuous loop all the way around. And then this right here, that is about probably about 3/4 of an inch lower than this right here, and I'm not sure how high this is, but it's my shoulder height for me, whatever that is. Debbie was getting ready to throw this away. She was using this on the end of her roller handle. She just shoved it up, and even though we have an extension with threads on it, she was using this to paint. But I'm going to cut that to size and use that as a smokestack right there, instead of this 1x2 right here to hold up this corner. So I'll just have to paint it black, put some ribs in there every once in a while, weather it really nice, cut it to length, and stick it right there, and have a little building over here. I have a boiler house. Might be able to put it over here. So we'll see how that goes. So until next time, we'll see ya, and have fun with whatever you're doing. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday at 8 p.m. for Workbench Wednesday on Rumble and on YouTube. So see you there.